couldn't move on Monday. You think?
Yep.
Okay. All right, so I'm just going to pull your shirt up here. So I know you're in, what would you rate your pain when you came in, what would you rate it when you came in versus now after the stim and heat?
Okay, so before the stim and heat, I'd say it was probably a 7 to maybe an 8, and now it's probably a 5 to a 6.
Okay, so perfect. And that's exactly why I like to do the stim and heat, is it when patients are in pain or if they've got a flare-up like you've had with this pinched nerve and this spasm. I mean, I can just see how that left shoulder blade, that rhomboid here, the right side is tight, but the left side is super elevated. So
Right.
what I'm going to use is my tool to kind of work into that muscle and try to reduce some of that stiffness and get you a little bit more relief. But yeah, I hope we can get a better adjustment than we did last time on Monday.
Sure.
How'd it feel after Monday, Scott?
Felt pretty good, actually.
Uh-huh.
It didn't hurt that much. You had said, hey, you might be pretty stiff and stuff later in the day. It wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Yesterday was really where that vertebrae right in the spine was super sore and tender, but
Got it.
it spent most of the night on heat
Okay.
and reclined a little bit, so that kind of alleviated some of the stress and the spasms, and I think that's might be why it kind of tended to migrate a little.
Yeah, so Monday the pain was more central in the spine, where today it's definitely more on this left side.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we're already getting some petechia or some redness here, so this tells me that this muscle is definitely in need. Similar like we did over here on the lat muscle. I don't know if you ever saw a little bit of the redness there, but we're getting it here on the rhomboid here as well. So that's a good sign that this is kind of the muscle that's causing the pain today. So yeah, if you do have a lacrosse ball at home, definitely kind of putting it up against the wall, getting into this, because this is a hard area to kind of get in there. And so when I do the right side over here, no discomfort or pain over here, huh, Scott?
None.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so I'm just kind of scanning this area to see if we get a little bit of that redness, which it's coming up a little bit, but not as much as on the right side. And then Scott, let me have you put your left arm back behind your back for me, if you can. Is that painful? All right, and just, let that elbow kind of just drop. There we go. So the reason I do that maneuver is it gets your shoulder blade out of the way. So now I can really dig in, feel that muscle right there. Gets the shoulder blade out of the way so I can really kind of access that muscle a little bit better. Now, is that real painful, me digging in with this tool, or it kind of feels good?
It feels good.
Feels good. Yeah, a lot of patients say it's kind of like a deep tissue massage a little bit. And how about the ribs over here? Has this been bothering you where it was
A little bit
last one?
night, yeah.
Okay.
I would say it's hard to take a really deep breath between the rib area and that shoulder blade area that you're working right now.
Yeah. Yeah, again, I want you drinking lots of water today to keep this hydrated, because it's... Okay, now let the arm hang down again. Yeah, that whole left side here is super elevated. So, I think... Now, very tender when I push right in here, Scott?
Not anymore.
Not too bad?
No.
Okay.
A little right in there.
Okay.
But not like it was where I,
Yeah, it's usually higher up, right in
Yeah.
here where that curvature
and
is.
I'll almost jump off the table, but not
Yeah.
today.
So, because you have that curvature here in the thoracic spine, I think this is where it's coming from, but that's good. That's not too tender when I push in there.
No.
Yeah, because looking at your x-rays, it curves to that left side. Yeah, just kind of get your breath there, because I know it's hard when you're in pain, but as I roll you up forward, I want to not aggravate that nerve, because then you'll just tense up and we won't get a good adjustment.
Yeah.
So, again, when you have all your body weight, I just want you to tuck your chin in. Big breath in. Start down here and all the way out. A little higher. Big breath in again. And relax. That's the spot we couldn't move on Monday. Breathe. To kind of take your breath away when I adjust it. Yeah. While you're there, I'm just going to stretch your neck a little bit, kind of take some pressure off the spine. There you go. Adjustment on the right side. Feel that tension in there, Scott?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice and relaxed. Just keep your eyes closed. Good. Some more deep breaths there.